Hi, welcome to the PelviBiz podcast. Are you a pelvic health PT or OT struggling to start your own practice? This podcast helps pelvic health PTs and OTs get out of debt, gain the income they desire, be able to treat patients without insurance restraints, and learn how to create time freedom for yourself and your family. I'm your host, Dr. Kelly Alhui, founder of Orthopelvic Physical Therapy, Pelvic Health Business Grower, and PelviBiz. Over the last 2 years, I went from a solo entrepreneur to a 7-person team and counting. I'm here to help provide a clear path to grow your pelvic health business as fast as possible so that you can gain the time freedom, decrease debt, increase income, and live the life that you desire. Before we get started today, make sure you click the link in our bio to grab your ticket for PelviBiz. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome guys to PelviBiz Podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Alhui. Today, we are going to talk about new year, new goals. So what do I do to prep for the new year? A lot of times it's a very busy part of the year. Holidays and family and just there's a lot of moving parts, right? And during this time, a lot of people take a break from their business or try to, but this is the time I personally double down on my business, double down on my focus, and really be ready for 2023 to hit the ground running and really accelerate, learn from my mistakes, and continue to grow the company. And I think the biggest thing is, number one, you have to look back at your year and understand what has worked really well for you and what hasn't. So I always take an audit of what did we do well? Did we overall build a community? Did we overall get enough, patients coming in the door? Did we get enough patient visit average? Did we overall, do social media well? Did we connect with enough people in person? How does overall everyone feel? Do they feel burnt out? Do they feel tired? Do they feel happy? What is the overall vibe of the team? Do they feel like they have a clear path? Do they feel lost? All these things, number one, I'm always analyzing. I just don't wait to the end of the year. But I'm just really getting feedback from staff. If you don't have staff, just look at what you have in front of you. If you're just starting out, well, then there's nothing really to audit just yet, but you will get to that point where you do have to audit and figure out what really worked well and what didn't. So the second thing I do is I create a vision board. And some of you may do this, some of you may not, but I truly can say that this has helped my success. And I put it directly on my phone and I just get pictures off the internet, and then I replace, this is the fun part, when you're able to replace real life pictures with the vision board pictures that you're like, man, I thought this is like a dream because I had to pull these pictures from the internet, and you're able to replace them, it's so cool. You're like, wow, I can do anything. And it just gives you such a confidence boost when you can do that. So I always create a vision. I think so big, so big, to where I basically don't put a limit on myself. Just whatever I feel like I want to do, I'm going to do it. And then that goes on the vision board. It should be really, really, really massive. Then the next thing I do is look at the budget. I don't really have a budget, but how much, is there anywhere, especially this year, because so many companies are cutting down on everything and doubling down, is there any place that I could subtract? Or do we need all these subscriptions? Or do we need this one position? Or can someone else take on this role? So really basically trimming the fat in the company of who does what and what are everyone's roles, and truly defining those. We had to just redefine those roles at Orthopelvic because as the company grows, people's roles change, and that's cool. So every year I list out what people's roles are, what admin's roles are, what manager's role is, what marketing person role is, what the PT's role is, what the owner's role is. I state all of that and have it very, very clearly laid out to where everyone knows their job and what the expectation is. So I think that's very important to lay out. So it's very clear that this is what you need to focus on. And not everyone's doing everything at all given hours of the night. And then what else do? I work problems backwards. So let's just say, I wanted 500 patients a month at orthopelvic. Okay. Let's just say that. And that was like a goal. Okay. Well, then how are we going to get there? Truly, let's work the numbers. How are we going to get there? What are we going to do for marketing wise? What are we going to do to build more of a community so people know more about us? How does that work? How do we get to 500 patients a month? And start working that problem backwards instead of going, yeah, I want 500 patients a month. Well, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. So I'll just kind of hang out here. If you're overwhelmed and you don't know what to do, well, then you're going to stay overwhelmed and you're going to keep continuing the cycle. And then every single month, you're going to go, why didn't I hit 500? Then you're going to get frustrated with yourself, not have confidence in yourself, and you're not going to go anywhere. So that brings me to my next point is meet with a coach. You have to meet with a business coach. And I personally do this, guys. I pay mine just for one day. I pay mine $10K. And I'm meeting with mine next week to make sure that my 2023 goals are right on par and that they are where I want them to be. Talk them out. Let's talk about how everything's going to look, how everything's going to roll, and then we'll figure it out together. But that is something that I really think has really helped me be able to meet with someone one-on-one and be able to be like, okay, this is what you got to do. And this is how we're going to do it. And have like a sounding board to bounce ideas off of. Super, super important. Also just like revising handbooks. I like to do that because maybe things have changed and you have to revise rules or whatever that may be. So I like to do that at the beginning of the year. And then also I like to think of how to provide more value to my clients. I'm always thinking about that, and even my staff. So for us this year, I'm really focusing on how to provide more health value to my actual staff and get people to feel good. I feel so often than not as healthcare workers, and I'm so guilty of this myself, is we put ourselves last and we just don't take care of ourselves because patients, what have we always been taught? Patients come first, always patients first, patients first. And so we have this mindset that, oh, if I take a second to go for a walk, well, that's bad, that's negative. I'm not a good person and I shouldn't take care of myself. Well, the reality is things will fall apart if we don't take care of ourselves. So teaching my staff how to actually be better at time management, I think we can always improve on that so that they get more of their time back when they're not at work. And then also how to take better care of themselves and me being the leader and the pioneer of that and showing them how to do that. I also think patients. How can we provide more value to patients? And I'm not talking about just a physical therapy realm. I'm talking about a wellness realm. I'm talking about a psychiatric realm. I'm talking about a nutrition realm. Like there's so much more that we are the go-to people in the healthcare world that I think people just kind of put us in a box and it's so limited when we can just thrive in so many different areas to help people out with basic health, sleep, stress, exercise, like all those things we can help with, supplements. So, that's kind of the vision that I have for 2023 going forward, with things. And I think just, again, auditing, what do we do well? What can we improve upon? And how going forward are going to make this better? Those are the biggest questions you should be asking yourself right now during this season. And then when 2023 hits, you have a plan and you're ready to go. Okay. So if you're waiting to 2023 to hit and everyone's making those New Year's resolution goals, you're already going to be behind and you're going to give up because you're already going to feel overwhelmed and you're already going to feel behind. So please do not wait. Please do not wait. Get on making these goals. Get on figuring out what you truly want and get after it. Okay. What else I want to say about this? I mean, the biggest thing is dream big. Dream big. Say what you want. If you want to go, like one of my mastermind students, she wants to go on vacation every month. Or no, not every month. She wants to go on vacation, for 1 month out of the year. She's like, Kelly, can I do this? I said, 100% you can do that. Let's figure it out. So we're meeting to figure it out. Okay. If you want to take a vacation every 3 months, you can do that. Or if you want to, go, like I talked to someone today, she wanted to go skiing for 3 weeks out of the year in the Alps. Okay, well, she can do that. We just got to figure out how she's going to do that. And there's many different ways that we can take it. It's just depending on what you want and what your overall goal is. So if you guys, if you have questions on that or you don't know where to turn, we'll provide a link down below. You can click on that. Honestly, just book a one-on-one coaching call. It's free for you guys. Just book that, and then we can talk about, hey, how do we set you up for 2023 to be the most epic year and to get what you want? Like, that's it. So I think it's like a 15-20 minute phone call. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions about that, just click the link below, and I would love to chat with you guys. Bye, guys. If you are ready to change your life, click the link in the show notes to get your ticket to PelviBiz. Let's go.